ever feel like your immune system, it's like this, I don't know, like this mysterious force, It's either like silently guarding you against threats or, letting you down with like a perfectly timed cold.
Yeah.
Well, get ready to like pull back the curtain because today we're taking a deep dive into how the immune system really works.
Yeah.
And trust me, it is way more fascinating and way more under our control than we often think.
Yeah.
Joining us for this eye-opening exploration is the brilliant Dr. Sari Arponen.
Oh, she's amazing.
She's a medical doctor specializing in a field called psychoneuroimmunology.
Psychoneuro what?
I know, right? Sounds super complex, but just wait, because the way she explains it it's mind-blowing. Basically, she studies how our mind, our nervous system, and our immune system are all intricately connected.
What?
And in a recent interview, she shared some seriously insightful stuff that had me rethinking, like everything I thought I knew about boosting immunity. Like, we've all heard the whole eat well, exercise, manage stress-ish spiel, right?
Right, yeah.
But Dr. Arponen digs deeper. She explains how these lifestyle choices directly impact specific cells and processes within our immune system.
Oh, interesting.
For example, one thing that really surprised me was how many people, even doctors, still view the immune system as this like one-track warrior there to fight off colds, and that's about it.
It's almost like we're stuck in this like germ-fighting paradigm. And what's so exciting about the emerging research in psychoneuroimmunology is that it broadens our understanding tremendously.
Yeah. It's like thinking a Swiss Army knife only has one function.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dr. Arponen emphasizes that the immune system is involved in so much more than just, battling infections.
Yeah.
It's critical for wound healing, for recognizing and destroying potentially cancerous cells, and for maintaining overall balance within the body.
That makes total sense when you think about it. Our bodies are constantly like regenerating, repairing, and adapting.
Right.
It's not just about fending off external invaders.
Precisely. And when we appreciate the sheer complexity and interconnectedness of the immune system, it becomes even more crucial to understand how our lifestyle choices either support or hinder its optimal functioning.
And you know what?
Yeah.
That's where it gets like really fascinating.
Yeah.
Dr. Arponen talked about this idea of evolutionary mismatch, which at first I thought sounded like some kind of, I don't know, like anthropological dating show. But it's actually a really important concept for understanding why our modern lives can be so tough on our immune systems.
It's true. This idea of evolutionary mismatch highlights how our bodies, including our immune systems, are essentially calibrated for a world that no longer exists. Our ancestors evolved in environments full of physical challenges, diverse microbes, and even the occasional scrape or wound from foraging.
It's like our immune systems were constantly being challenged and strengthened by their surroundings.
Right.
Almost like a workout for our inner defenses.
Exactly. And Dr. Arponen argues that those challenges were actually crucial for keeping our ancestors' immune systems, like, primed and balanced.
But now fast forward to today, and we're living in these like super sanitized environments, eating processed foods, and facing a whole different kind of stress.
Right. It's like our immune system is, showing up to a knife fight with a tank. It's over-equipped for the wrong battles, and that can lead to problems.
So we're talking about things like allergies and autoimmune disorders.
Exactly. Dr. Arponen explained that when our immune systems don't have those natural challenges to keep them in check, they can become overly sensitive and start attacking harmless things like pollen or even our own tissues.
Wow, that's a pretty powerful way to think about it. So it's like our modern lifestyle is actually creating a kind of immune system confusion.
In a way, yeah. And this confusion can manifest in several ways. For example, Dr. Arponen's research has shown that chronic stress, the kind many of us experience daily, releases hormones that can actually suppress immune response.
Okay, that's kind of scary. So we're talking about the constant pressure to be on, the information overload, the never-ending to-do list, all that good stuff.
Yes. All of that contributes to a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation in the body, which Dr. Arponen says is like having the emergency brakes slightly on, all the time.
Huh.
It wears down our systems and makes us more susceptible to everything from infections to chronic diseases.
So it sounds like our ancient immune systems are like desperately trying to adapt to this modern world.
Exactly. And the good news is we could do a lot to help them out. Dr. Arponen shared some surprisingly simple yet powerful strategies for supporting our immune systems in our modern world. And that's what we'll dive into after the break.
All right, so we've uncovered some pretty eye-opening stuff about our immune systems. How they're this ancient system kind of just trying to navigate our modern world.
Yeah.
But now for the good stuff, what can we actually do about it? Dr. Arponen shared some really practical advice.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it left me feeling like empowered. Like we have more control than we think,
Absolutely.
you know?
Yeah, Dr. Pone is a firm believer in the power of like simple, sustainable lifestyle changes.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the most impactful places to start, she says, is with the food we eat.
Okay, so we're talking about ditching the junk food and embracing the good stuff, right? But what I found fascinating was how Dr. Pone connected specific foods to their, like, impact on our immune response.
Exactly. She's a huge advocate for a way of eating that resembles what our hunter-gatherer ancestors thrived on.
Yeah.
And she gave this like really cool example of fermented foods.
Oh, yeah, like yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, that kind of thing.
Yes. She explained that these foods are teeming with beneficial bacteria, what we call probiotics.
Right.
And these probiotics, they actually help train our gut immune system, making it more adept at like recognizing and neutralizing threats.
Wow. So it's like giving our gut its own little army of good bacteria to fight the good fight. I love that.
Precisely. And on the flip side, Dr. Pone talked about how a diet high in processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats can actually impair our immune function.
Yeah.
She said it's like feeding our gut bacteria junk food,
Mm.
which then creates inflammation and weakens our defenses.
So it's not just about like what we're feeding ourselves, but also what we're feeding the like trillions of little creatures that live inside us. Mind blown. Okay, what else did Dr. Pone recommend for like optimizing our immune power?
Well, remember how we talked about our ancestors' lives being full of like physical challenges?
Right.
Dr. Pone is a big proponent of bringing some of that back into our modern routines through movement.
Makes sense. I'm guessing she's not just talking about hitting the gym for hours on end, though.
No, not at all. She emphasized that any kind of movement is beneficial.
Okay.
Brisk walks, dancing, gardening, even just taking the stairs instead of the elevator. She said even short bursts of activity can make a difference.
That's encouraging to hear. I know I've been guilty of thinking I need to do these like crazy intense workouts to benefit my health, but it sounds like incorporating more movement into our everyday lives is just as important.
Exactly. It's about finding ways to make movement a natural part of your day rather than a chore.
Okay, so we've covered food and movement.
Right?
What about stress management?
Right.
Because we talked about how chronic stress can wreak havoc on our immune systems.
Yeah.
What did Dr. Poon have to say about that?
Well, she emphasized that it's not about eliminating stress altogether, which is pretty impossible in today's world.
Right.
Instead, it's about finding healthy ways to manage and process stress so it doesn't become like chronic and overwhelming.
But things like meditation, spending time in nature, like connecting with loved ones, those kinds of practices.
Exactly. Dr. Poon is a big advocate for mindfulness practices, and she actually shared a really simple but powerful breathing technique that she uses with her patients to calm the nervous system.
Oh, I love that. Do you think you could like walk us through it?
Of course, it's called box breathing, and it's incredibly easy to do. You simply breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and then hold again for a count of 4.
Okay.
And you repeat that cycle for a few minutes whenever you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
Wow. I'm already feeling calmer just hearing you describe it. I'm definitely going to try that.
I highly recommend it. It's amazing how such a simple practice can have such a profound impact on our physiology.
This has been such an insightful conversation. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the immune system, what's like the biggest takeaway you hope listeners walk away with?
I think if there's one key message to remember, it's that our immune systems are not like fixed entities. They're dynamic, adaptable, and constantly responding to the choices we make every single day. By understanding the intricate ways in which our lifestyle influences our immune function, we empower ourselves to make choices that support a healthier, more resilient us.
I love that. It's not about being perfect.
Right.
It's about making conscious choices that align with our health goals. So instead of seeing our immune system as this like mysterious force that's totally out of our control,
Right.
we can start to see it as this incredible adaptable system that we can actively support through the choices we make.
Exactly. It's about becoming active participants in our own well-being and recognizing that even small changes can make a big difference over time.
It's such a powerful reminder. Thank you so much for taking us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of the immune system. And for our listeners, be sure to check out Dr. Sari Arponen's work for even more incredible insights. Until next time, stay curious and keep those immune systems strong.